From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Bright red hoses can be seen snaked along the highways near Fort McMurray, Alberta. The northern Alberta oil sands city, still recovering from a destructive wildfire of 2016, is using the wisdom gained for its present-day fight to fend off nearby flames. Roadside hoses are studded with cannons that can blast enough water into fire-threatened ditches to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool every 90 minutes. The soakers help protect buildings and vital routes in and out of town against a fire that has already forced 6,600 residents to evacuate 4 southern neighborhoods. In northeastern BC, a widening area remains under an evacuation order around Fort Nelson due to 2 large wildfires of note. The area's mayor, Rob Fraser, says the second fire's explosive growth in recent days to 718 square kilometers could complicate plans to get evacuees back home soon.
The problem is that Patry fire. There's no sense holding back. We might as well let you know that Patry fire is burned within 25 kilometers north of the community. It's burning mainly along the river.
And in northwestern Manitoba, 500 people are still out of their homes in Cranberry Portage, but Manitoba's wildfire director Earl Simmons is reporting much progress.
The fire line that is closest to Cranberry Portage is 80% of it is put out, so about 20% more till we get that fully contained down by Cranberry Portage.
The former wife of an admitted serial killer is expected to testify today at his Winnipeg murder trial.
The woman obtained a protection order against Jeremy Skibitsky in 2019 after he allegedly stalked and sexually assaulted her. Skibitsky is on trial facing 4 counts of first-degree murder for the slayings of 4 Indigenous women. His lawyers have said he carried out the killings in 2022, but is not criminally responsible due to mental illness. Crown prosecutors say the killings were racially motivated and Skibitsky preyed on the women at homeless shelters. A shelter worker has testified Skibitsky once said he went there to find a victim. Brittany Hobson, The Canadian Press, Winnipeg.
The chief of a First Nation in central BC says the process of finding and documenting possible unmarked graves at the site of a former residential school will likely take years to complete. Nadli Wooten, Chief Beverly Ketlow, says a geophysical survey has begun at the Lajak Indian Residential School that operated for 54 years until 1976. And lawyers for former U.S. President Donald Trump are expected to hammer away at the hush money trial's star witness today in Manhattan.
Michael Cohen will return to the witness stand this morning for his 3rd day of testimony in Donald Trump's New York criminal trial. During 2 hours of cross-examination on Tuesday, defense lawyers focused on Cohen's animosity for Trump, his motivation for cooperating with authorities, and his new career making millions from books, podcasts, and merchandise related to Trump. This morning, defense lawyers are expected to highlight inconsistencies in Cohen's past statements about Trump's involvement in an alleged scheme to hide information from voters ahead of the 2016 election. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks find themselves in a best-of-3 situation now heading into tonight's Game 5 in Vancouver in their NHL second-round playoff series. Elsewhere, the New York Rangers will look to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals with a Game 6 win tonight at Carolina. Last night, the Colorado Avalanche gave themselves another day to live after pulling off a 5-3 win in Game 5 over the Dallas Stars. In the Professional Women's Hockey League playoffs, Toronto now faces a deciding Game 5 tomorrow against Minnesota in their semifinal series. Toronto dropped a second straight game, 1-0 in double overtime last night. And Canadian swimmer Kylie Moss has booked her ticket for the Paris Olympics. The 4-time Olympic medalist won the women's 100-meter backstroke in 57.94 seconds at the Olympic trials in Toronto. Ingrid Wilm of Calgary was second to lock up a spot on the team as well. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.